Hey friends, we are going to have a little bit different fun today and go over 5 things that I wish I knew before starting crochet and or a crochet business. So if you're new here, my name is Beth. I am one of the designers behind Crochet RX. I also run this business with my daughters. We have a variety of crochet and other craft items. I have done craft and vendor shows for over 12 years. I was doing them when I was pregnant with my second daughter. I don't remember how long I was doing it before that, and have primarily done crochet for the last 3 to 4 years as my primary craft for our shows. So welcome back, and let's get into my 5 things. So first is how fast my yarn stash would grow. No lie. As I sit here in my craft room, I will post photos here. I have an entire leaning bookshelf of Parfait Chunky. I have the acrylics behind me and some cottons, but essentially just the worsted weight yarns are here behind me on the wall. I have a cube. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit more here. A cube organizer that is mounted to the wall that holds those yarns. And then I have another double 9 cube organizer with Posh, Bernat blanket, loops and threads, the Sweet Snuggles and Sweet Snuggles Light. So it's a lot. I also have, because of panic buying from Joann's, I also have milk crates of yarn in the hallway. Yes, yarn everywhere. I'm okay with it, but it does make using my exercise equipment hard at times because I have to move my yarn that doesn't necessarily have a home from machine to machine to use the machine it was on. But it is what it is. It's a small price to pay for having yarn. Next thing, everyone asks about knitting. Crochets have hooks, knitting has needles, even people in my family ask me about my knitting. I currently do not knit. I have recently received my grandmother's knitting needles and some of her supplies. And if you saw my last Joann haul video, I did buy some needles for knitting because it would be something I would like to try. However, even my husband asks me about my knitting. What are you knitting today? Absolutely nothing. I'm going to stab you with this hook. I digress. But no matter how many times it says Crochet RX or we talked about crochet projects, inevitably they ask about my knitting. I just have to smile and answer the question, not argue. Next little fun thing is how little of the all-in-one kit I would use off of Amazon. It was a silly purchase. Don't do it. Don't do it. The really cute cases, I don't even have one here. We've got one that's like kitty cats. We've got one that's flowers. It has all these hooks from size 3 to 9, 10. And then it has all of these different knitting things in there as well. It has rulers and gauge things for eyes and all these little other contraptions that are A, super cheap, B, not designed for crochet, or just cheap. Spend your $16 elsewhere, or however much they are these days. Spend it elsewhere. You can buy some really great hooks and try out these different hooks with that money, as opposed to buying cheap garbage hooks and then still having to go buy and upgrade these. The ergonomic hooks, so this now kind of blends into point 4. The ergonomic hooks are so much better quality. They glide through the yarn faster. The quality hooks do so much better. They improve everything about crocheting. It is easier on my wrists. It is easier on my hands. It is just so much nicer. And I do have a variety of hooks. If you've seen any of my videos here before, I do have, let me unzip this, quite a variety of options for hooks. I can't unzip it one hand while holding my microphone. So I do have a nice variety of hooks here. So the rubber ones are all Clover, and then I have a number of O-Fire, and then I've got my furls, and there is one pink, oh no, that one's O-Fire too. There's one basic acrylic Amazon hook here as well, that I don't necessarily use very often, but I wanted to see what the acrylic hook was like before spending a bunch of money on other things. So the hook makes a huge difference, and having a variety of these handles, I guess this is my cheap Amazon one, it has no name on it, but having a variety of grips and handles really helps the hand and the wrist to, relax. You hold it differently, just like holding a fat pen versus a very skinny pen, or a pencil that is very narrow. You change your grip on it all the time. So by having those different options, you can switch things up and give your hands a different break. Also, some hooks will rub really goofy on my hand, and I have actually used like the anti-chafing body glide on my hand because of where it hits in my hand to help reduce the friction and the irritation in my hand. Strange. There you go. Your goofy fact for the day. But then number 5 is something that for people who want to sell, price for profit. Because your fees are going to go up. The fees for booths go up. The fees for your supplies go up. You have sales tax. You have income taxes. You have all of those things. And they only go up. So the prices that I was charging last year or the year before are no longer profitable. And I have now added the date of my pricing to my pricing spreadsheet so that I can go back and look and see, did I figure out the pricing on this for 23, 24, 25? Do I need to go back and reconfigure my numbers with 2025's data so that I can make sure that I am paying myself, covering all my supplies, and still having a little bit extra for the incidentals that come along with running a business and all of that. Making sure that I am not shortchanging myself. So those are my 5 things. Prepare for the yarn. Like rabbits, it just explodes. I don't know, potato chips, chickens. A lot could be said for apparently all my hobbies. Do this. I digress. Again, knitting, crochet, 2 different things. If you're not in the trade, you don't know. Even for people who are close to those in the trade, it's crocheting. The all-in-one kits on Amazon, not worth it. Spend your money elsewhere, spend your time elsewhere. You tend to get stitch markers for free with buying yarn from different places. You get it as gifts from all these different things. Stitch markers, you can buy a bajillion of them for like $5 on Amazon. Don't get a all-in-one kit for the stitch markers. You are better off trialing a couple different hooks and finding what you like and not starting with the super cheap junk. Price for profit if you are going to sell this, if you are going to be a business, treat yourself like a business. Pay yourself. I pay my kids for their time. We cover our yarn. I make sure that our booth fees are covered. And by selling enough products, we then have a little extra fun money. So just things to keep in mind. If you have enjoyed this, certainly give a like. I would love for you to subscribe, hang out with me a little bit more. I will hopefully be posting a little bit of a market prep in the next couple of days for our Raleigh event that's happening this Saturday. And then, of course, I will be doing a recap after. I also have a live on Palmstreet Friday night, 4 o'clock Eastern. They are doing a promo event for crocheters on Palmstreet. So I have put in my thing for that, and they will be marketing and doing all that good stuff. There are some free shipping coupons and I think $5 off orders that if you follow my shop, follow my event, again, this is at Crochet RX on Palmstreet, you will get the coupon codes to use on purchases this Friday and Saturday during these crochet events. Mine is Friday night at 4 Eastern. So go find me on Palmstreet and you can follow that. And then I think that's about it for right now. And I will, again, like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you found this helpful or what other tips you would give others. I would love to see your thoughts. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Take care.